Good morning. Hopefully, you can hear this and you're ready for the next step. If you saw the video this morning, it's going to help you understand what's going on. Now, what I'm telling you right now is what's likely to happen next. Okay? You may remember I mentioned in the price in the video this morning that there comes a moment where someone releases the valve. There's a valve release, there's a pressure release, and metal becomes available. And it becomes a minor squeeze. And I opined that it would come from the US, China, or India. I thought China, as did Daniel Gali. But I thought about it and I said, why would the US not do this? Because there's enough money in it. And you heard me go on about that. So I just received the morning note from probably the most important analyst in silver right now. I'm not going to say his name. I will send a transcript of what was said to me uh, to founders, but I'm just going to say it to you. Here we go. I'm going to read it and then I'm going to describe it to you. The moral of the story is if you're speculating long, not holding or investing long, if you're speculating long, now is the time to take profits, at least in part of it. Stop losses will not work. You need to take profits if you're speculating long, as I just did and I will continue to do when this is over. So here's the message. There is a title. This is about silver. The title is Silver Squeeze. There is a tidal wave coming, the very same one that drained London to begin with. London's silver scarcity pricing reached a new extreme this session, meaning right now, with lease rates exploding higher. The bottom line, this extreme tightness has catalyzed the very reverse arbitrage that will refill London. This is the new antithesis of the silver squeeze that you can buy into. This is, and he uses the phrase that I use, pressure release valves are open. Now, that's his opinion, but this happened today. A tidal wave of metal is coming to Europe. More than 2 million ounces were withdrawn from CME vaults last session alone, with EFPs trading in deeply negative territory, meaning somebody's closing the ARB. Next, further, the Shanghai export arbitrage window now seems open for the first time since early 2023. Our analysis is corroborated by a historical relationship with spikes in Chinese silver exports. Recall that the silver squeeze is no longer a demand story, but a liquidity crisis, meaning it's not the demand is outstripping supply, it's that the supply was held off to satisfy the demand. Picking a top, and this is great advice, picking a top is for the brave, but we have conviction this is the climax of the silver squeeze we envisioned. Now, I want to start at the end and just basically say the following. Number one, I have seen this before, and by no means is this the end of silver demand. Is this the end of the silver market? I'm talking to the faithful here. This is a squeeze. There will be other squeezes. The metal is here and the metal is in China and no one is leasing it to them. London got squeezed. They cried uncle and someone, not everyone, someone said, I'll start to take some of this arbitrage out. Now, you can see the squeeze alleviate and then re-exhale like a Bollinger Band trade. But I want you to understand something. The market went to $51. It's not trading at $51 anymore. Yeah, you have to understand that squeezes get to a point where the person with the metal says, that's enough money for me to do it. And then they do it. And then doing it, you see the contango come back. Now, is this the end of silver? No, it's not the fucking end of silver. It's the beginning of the realization that the physical market is lopsided and you can squeeze it anytime you want. Silver is now a meme stock. Silver is whatever those meme stocks were, you know, GameStop. Okay. So I think, look, I'm long calls that go off on the 10th. Okay. So I sold a call to make a call spread because volatility is exploding. By the end of the day, I believe that if the market calms down before it drops, I will buy some puts because I'm now SLV puts, not COMEX puts. SLV puts because SLV is spot. I will play bearish on this. That's me. I'm not telling you to do that. Now let's talk about gold here. You do not buy gold because silver is up. You do not sell silver because gold is down. These are two different commodities. They have fucking nothing to do with each other right now. And anybody who's trading one against the other because of this news is asking for trouble. Maybe they'll make money, but they'll be lucky. They won't be good. That message I just gave you is private. I'll send a copy of it to founders. And I want you to understand that the person who called this slow motion short squeeze is now saying that the release valves are open and silver's going to hit. And you may say, well, why isn't silver down yet? And I'll tell you why it's not down yet. Because now the buying is coming in from the COMEX. Now it's momentum CTAs. This is the stupidest money buying. And even if you bought, you're not the stupidest money because you're informed and you're not going to be buying it for new highs. And now the market can alleviate pressure. This is a classic short squeeze. And it may happen again and again and again. But right now, just know that the most important analyst in the space right now who's called this move for the last 6 months is saying he's seeing the first high conviction signs of the pressure being taken off. Okay. So the buyers right now are American normies. If the market drops, that's who's going to be holding the bag. If the market's up 5 years from now, which it will be, they won't be holding the bag. But these are short term American buyers holding the bag. Look, you want to watch the EFP. You can't watch that very easily. You want to make sure that you can look at it in ways that you can. Keep an eye on, if you have a live futures account, look at the futures versus spot and monitor it closely. Create a spread screen. You don't want a delayed screen for live. As the EFP recedes, silver will back off. If silver's still up when the EFP is at zero, remember what I said. Price is the last thing to move. And when the EFP goes the other way, or when the lease rates back off, it's over. I can tell you almost personally that the bullion banks in America decided to squeeze London, and they could get away with it. And China was in on it. Whether they're talking or not, I don't know, but that's what happened. I have to go. I have trades to do. That's my advice. My advice is if you have profits, don't be a pig. Don't trail a stop. You know how I like to say trail a stop? Don't trail a stop. It could just go right through you and not be filled. Congratulations on the $50 price. It's not going to stop going up, but it's not necessarily going to go up in a straight line. That's it. Take care, guys.